Hey guys, thanks for joining us here at Salty Ginger Talk. Returning listeners, great to have you back. New to the channel, really glad you joined us. Welcome. We hope you like what you hear. So today we're going to talk about victimhood, choosing to think like a victim or act like we are a victim, and why it holds you back, why it's terrible for you, why you have to figure out a way to stop doing it if you want to put together a life that is purposeful, that is fun to live, that takes you where you want to go, even if truly bad things have happened to you. And that's very important to acknowledge and understand. We are not saying that terrible things have not happened to you or you've not experienced really difficult things. That is true in almost everybody's life. Some people have experienced horrible things, whether they be physical attacks, sexual violence, traumatic experiences, tough upbringings. There's all sorts of things that people have gone through, and those are 100% real and they are 100% legitimate. And there is also nothing you can do to change that history. And that's why we're going to talk about why the thought process of being a victim is going to hold you back from getting where you want to go. We're going to give you empirical evidence to support our statements. We're going to give you an example of what that thought process looks like in real life. We're going to give you an example of what a better thought process or replacement thought process would look like. And like we always do on our podcast, because we're not about fluff here or about substance, we're about taking action. We're going to give you an action item for each of these things that you can start right now today to start changing your thought process, to catch yourself when you start thinking like a victim and change your thought process to a more productive approach. Okay, so let's just jump into it from there. First, choosing to think like a victim, and make no mistake about it. This is a choice. You are choosing these thoughts. You are choosing to allow these thoughts to taint the way you see the world, to taint the actions you take. You are choosing to get stuck. I get that it really fucking sucks sometimes. I get that it's really hard sometimes. Does not absolve you of the responsibility of changing that thought process. The problem with thinking like a victim is it gives away your power. You're giving all the power for your life to somebody else or something else or some set of circumstances. And that's not where you want to be. Taking responsibility for your life restores that power to you. And that's what we're encouraging you to do. Get it. Tough shit's going to happen. Not disputing that for a second. Not trying to diminish the experiences that you went through. We're saying it happened. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to react to it? You're going to quit? You're going to give up? You're going to let it beat you? That's not the approach that we want you to take. We want to encourage you to get back up and get after it. Okay? That choice, do I want to be a victim or do I want to take control? That is going to absolutely set the trajectory for your life. You've got to choose which life is important to you. Do you want to learn to fight through the tough stuff and get to where you want to be? Or do you want to let the tough stuff beat you and hold you back and limit where you go in life? For us, the choice is very simple. It's A. It's not B at all. It's hard, not easy, but it's not a hard thing to understand. And we're going to talk about 5 different things, 5 different reasons why we think you should make choice A and not choice B. Okay, number 1, being a victim or victim thinking lowers motivation, plain and simple. A 2018 study in personality and individual differences found that a victim mentality is linked to lower intrinsic motivation and reduced goal setting. It prevents you from looking forward. It prevents you from seeing a better future for yourself. It prevents you from taking actions that will make your life better, plain and simple. Here's what an example of that thought process looks like. I'll never get promoted here because my boss doesn't like me. Wah. Maybe you suck. Maybe that's why your boss doesn't like you. Maybe your boss is a jerk. Maybe that's why your boss doesn't like you. Either way, it does you no good to sit around and think about it. Instead, why don't you develop this thought process or something similar? I can learn new skills. I can make myself more valuable than I am now. I can seek opportunities somewhere else if I don't like it here. Those are all choices that you can make instead of whining about your boss. You're not a victim. You're choosing to be a victim. Got to get that out of your head. So, action item here is write down one area of your life where you've been blaming circumstances. Maybe it's your weight. Maybe it's your fitness level. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's your professional life. I don't know what it is. It's your life. You know, because you live it every day. But pick one of those and write down one area where you've been blaming someone else. You've been acting like a victim and you've been blaming your circumstances for your situation. replace it with one step that you can take today moving forward. If it's work, maybe it's I'm going to learn new skills. I'm going to volunteer for a project. I'm going to take additional training. If it's your weight, I'm going to cut out soda. I'm going to cut out candy. I'm going to limit the number of calories I eat to X, whatever X is. Those are all things you have control of right now. You don't need anybody else to do it for you. You don't need your circumstances to change. You have control of all those things I just listed. So you're going to write down one area of your life. You're going to pick one thing and you're going to start working on it right now. That's going to stop you from thinking like a victim and it's going to start you taking control. It's really that simple. Okay. Number 2, this thought process damages your mental and physical health. The Journal of Behavioral Medicine research shows that chronic feelings of helplessness raises cortisol, weakens your immune system, and increases your risk of depression. Do you want to sign up for that? Do you want to pump cortisol through your body, which is a stress hormone that makes you put on weight, that affects your sleep, that affects your mood? Is that what you want to sign up for? Do you want to walk around in a bad mood, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling shitty about the world? I don't. I don't think you do either. Do you want to get sick more often because you sit and worry about stuff and blame everybody else for your problems or blame everybody else for your circumstances? I don't. I don't think you want to either. So here's an example. Constantly complaining about stress. Oh, I'm so stressful. Oh, I'm so busy. That very well could be true. It's your life. It's your schedule. You have a choice on what you do and don't do. Like you have those choices. If your job is super stressful and you hate it, find another job. Is it going to happen right away? Probably not. But will it ever happen if you don't take those steps? Fuck no, it won't happen. But it's up to you to make it happen. So a better choice is to recognize the things that are stressing you out in these circumstances and implement boundaries. Create rest periods, or create healthier routines. Those are all things you don't need anybody else to do. Nobody else needs to help you do those things I just listed out. Figuring out boundaries that make sense for yourself, setting up time for you to rest and recuperate and recharge your batteries, and to set up healthier routines. Real straightforward. You have control over all those things I just listed. You don't need anybody's help to do those things. So that's the action step. Identify one recurring stressor in your life. Whatever it is. Could be work, could be a relationship, could be anything. You pick it. Doesn't matter. Maybe you get mad when you read social media. Maybe that's stressing you out. Maybe you should stop looking at social media. You can create a simple boundary or change that you will implement right now. And then you just have to stick to it. Do it one at a time. Pick one thing at a time. Let's stick with our social media thing. Maybe you say, you know what? I'm limiting myself to 15 minutes a day on Facebook. Period. End of story. I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to look at Facebook. When the timer's up, I'm done. Maybe it's Instagram. Maybe it's X. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe it's Twitch. Whatever. There's hundreds of platforms now, but some of them really impact people negatively. And you're choosing to go back and put yourself in that situation. Quit doing it. It's damaging your mental and physical health. You just have to recognize it, set the goal, and stick to it. It's that basic. And you can do it. So start doing it. Okay. Number 3, the victim mindset reduces your problem-solving ability. Do you want to be a bad problem solver? Do you want to be helpless? Do you want to have to rely on other people because you're not thinking clearly, because you're whining about and complaining about your circumstances? I don't think you do either. So learned helplessness theory, this is from Seligman in 1975. This research is 40 years old. Was that 50 years old, for Christ's sakes? It was updated in 2016, but I mean, we're talking about stuff that goes back decades. This isn't new news. Learned helplessness theory shows that when people believe they have no control, their brains become less likely to even attempt solutions. They throw their hands up in the air. What can I do about it? Poor me. I'm just one person. Yeah, you're one person that controls their own life. You got to start taking control of it. So here's an example. There's nothing I can do about my finances. Bullshit. It's your money. You're the one making it and you're the one spending it. Or you're the one making it and spending it with someone else, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, your kids, whoever. You can track that. A better example is, hey, I don't like the way my finances are going right now. I need to track where I'm spending my money and identify the areas that I shouldn't spend money on anymore, or I should reduce my spending on. Maybe I need to, right? This is the old raise the bridge, lower the water. Raising the bridge is making more money. Lowering the water is spending less money. Maybe you take a side hustle. Maybe you take a second job. Maybe you find another way to generate additional income so that you can continue the spending that you're doing, but you're bringing in more income and now you've got money to invest, to start the side venture, to take a vacation, to do whatever is important to you. And you're going to learn those budgeting skills. There's now hundreds of apps There's all sorts of places you can go to get budgeting help. There's no excuse anymore. It's literally keystrokes away in Google or Chat GPT or AI or whatever form of technology you use to do your research. You're just choosing not to do it because you're acting like a victim. Okay. So your action step here is you're going to take one small action toward a problem you've been avoiding. And you know what that problem is deep down inside. You know you've been avoiding it. It's up to you. If it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? We've got to remember that saying. You're in charge. You are not a victim. You've got to quit choosing to be a victim. You are going to take one action towards something you've been avoiding, even if it's just making a phone call, even if it's just sending a text, even if it's just learning more about it. You're going to start down the path of taking control of that situation. You're going to stop being a victim. You're going to stop giving that power to other people or to your circumstances, and you're going to take that power back, and it's going to absolutely change your life. I guarantee it. Okay, number 4, and this one's important for a lot of people. It pushes other people away. Nobody likes being around a whiny bitch. Nobody is inspired or motivated by a whiner and a victim and a complainer. All right. Social psychology studies like the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology in 2016 show that chronic victimhood leads to less social support because people perceive that the individual is draining or unwilling to change. If you've got that friend that's always got a problem, that their life is never going right, they're always involved in drama, it's them. They're the cause. There's a reason they're always in the middle of it, because they're bringing it into their life. It's happening because they're making it happen or putting themselves in circumstances that allow it to happen. And nobody wants to be around that person, right? So if you're having conversations with people and you find yourself consistently bringing the conversation back to your problems and how unfair your life is and how hard your life is, you got to check yourself, because nobody wants to be around Debbie Downer. You're like, it's going to alienate friends. It's going to make you less promotable at work. If you're looking to get into a relationship, going on a date and talking about all your problems is not the fucking way to do it. I can guarantee it, especially if you're a man. Like, I'm not saying don't talk about your problems, but talk to your buddies, talk to other men. Women don't like a whiny bitch. Women like guys that take control. Women like guys that will solve problems. Women like guys that are in command. I know I'm a dinosaur. I know it's not popular to say these days, but it's fucking true. And that's why there's a lot of unhappy young women, is because they haven't figured that out yet. My wife is tough and strong and smart, and she counts on me for leadership because she's tough and strong and smart. She's very capable of doing anything she wants, but she's attracted to me because I provide and protect and make sure everything's okay and I solve problems. That's why she's attracted to me. So you can deny it all you want. You can talk about there's no difference between genders. You're wrong. There's lots of evidence to show that you're wrong. And until you embrace that, you're not going to be happy, plain and simple. A better way to handle those conversations is sharing challenges, but also what you did to solve them. Show the improvement that you're doing. Show that you're taking them on. Show that you are implementing solutions to get these problems out of your life. And that's going to inspire other people. It's going to excite other people. It's going to make them want to be around you. It's going to want to make them follow you instead of, fuck, here comes Joe again to bitch about his problems. I don't want to listen to this. I'm not going to answer that call. I'm not going to respond to that text. I'm not going to go to that party. You're going to be a social pariah if you sit and bitch and moan and you're a victim. So quit doing it. So, action item here. This week when you're sharing a struggle, make sure that you share something you're doing about it to make it better or fix it. Right? Those are very different things. Bitching about your problems or talking about your problems and the solutions you're developing to fix your problems. Very different conversations. You want to be the second person, not the first. Okay? And then the final one here is this keeps you stuck in the past. You're literally trying to change history, which you know you can't do. And it's never ever going to work. You can't unring the bell. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Use whatever saying you want. The past has happened. It has happened. There's no changing it. We have people on our podcast who have dealt with terrible things in their life. Sexual abuse as kids, incest as kids, losing children, like the worst fucking things that you can think of in the world. And they have figured out a way to build their life after those events. They don't deny that those events have happened. They are terrible events. They still feel sadness. They're still impacted by them. They never goes away. It never stops. And that part sucks. But you can let it beat you, or you can figure out a way to build a life after it happens to you. And you need to be that second person, not the first. Okay? Research in motivation and emotion in 2015 shows that ruminating on past wrongs locks people into negative emotional loops, and it makes forward progress harder. Like sitting and thinking about the past and ruminating about the past and thinking about the shitty things that happened and how shitty they were and how unfair they were, it does not help. You've got to figure out a way to break that loop. An example of that looks like, I can't move on because this happened to me years ago. My life was ruined when this happened to me when I was 10, when I was 20, when I was 30. Well, it was ruined because you let it be ruined. Got it. A really shitty thing happened to you, and I'm really sorry that that happened to you. It's over now. What are you doing about it? And what are you doing with the rest of your life? So you've got to think, hey, that happened. It's real. It sucked. But I want to live my life going forward. I want to build a better future. I'm not going to let that derail my entire life. I'm going to figure out a path forward, the best path I can, knowing the circumstances that I'm in now. It's happened. You accept it. You make it a part of your past. You learn from it and you move forward. So, action item here. Write down one negative story you've been telling yourself or you consistently tell yourself. Rewrite it with a forward-focused ending. You're not going to deny that it happened because it did happen. You're not going to deny that it sucked because it did suck. Then you're going to say, what am I doing about it going forward? How am I fixing it now? What am I doing to make my life better from the place I find myself right now? Sometimes you can't handle or can't control those things. Bad things happen to people. It sucks. It's a part of life. You've got to figure out how to move forward after they happen to you in a productive and meaningful way. That is your responsibility to yourself. That is your responsibility to those close to you. That is your responsibility to society. And we're challenging you to take on that responsibility starting right now. Okay? Look, being a victim may not be your fault. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe a really shitty thing happened to you that was completely out of your control, and that sucks, and we're sorry that it happened. But staying in that victimhood is your choice. That is a choice, and we're encouraging you and challenging you to make a different choice. The moment you choose responsibility, you choose power, you choose control, you choose freedom from the bad thing that happened to you, right? And that gives you the ability to create change in your life and build the life that you want to. Okay, guys. That's our speech for today. If this is helpful to you, if this motivated you, if this resonated with you, forward it to somebody else in your life that could use it. We can all use a reminder on this stuff sometimes. I'm not perfect. There's times I feel sorry for myself. There's times I blame other things or other people. I'm better at it than most people, snapping out of it and going, hey, it happened. It is what it is. It's time for me to get moving forward. And that's what we're challenging you to do. We just gave you 5 reasons why you should do it. We gave you 5 tips to start today, to start doing it. And we're throwing that challenge out to you guys right now. So take on that challenge and watch how awesome your life gets if you consistently take those actions. Look, James puts it up over here every day. Head over to the website, saltygingertalk.com. All the podcast episodes are there. Links to all the social media accounts are there. We've got a newsletter we publish every weekday you can subscribe to there. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the podcast, whatever platform you consume it on. Really appreciate you checking out the channel. We have awesome guests that come on and talk about their life experiences and give you tips and techniques and coping mechanisms and ways that you can build a purposeful, meaningful life, which is the people that listen to our podcast. That's what they want. We do episodes like this a couple times a week. Podcast is a great resource if you're looking to take control of your life. You don't want to miss any of those awesome guests. You don't want to miss any of our episodes where we're giving out tips like the ones we gave out today. Make sure you catch the next episode. We'll see you there.